Amazon was founded in 1994 by Jeff Bezos, a former Wall Street executive with a vision that seemed almost too ambitious at the time, to sell every product imaginable directly from the internet. Bezos started Amazon from his garage in Seattle, investing around $10,000 to $30,000 of his own savings, and later with support from his parents, who believed in his dream and helped contribute hundreds of thousands more to early funding. From the beginning, Amazon was not just an online bookstore, it was a platform built to revolutionize commerce itself. Bezos's mantra was simple: focus on customers, innovate fast, and sacrifice short-term profits for long-term dominance. It began with books, but Bezos always saw something far bigger: a digital marketplace where millions of buyers and sellers meet, and where the company could earn money in dozens of different ways. That early foundational vision set the stage for Amazon to become one of the most diversified and powerful business machines in modern history. Before we break down how Amazon makes money, it's wild to grasp its scale. In 2024, Amazon's total revenue was approximately $638 billion, up by roughly 11% from the prior year. Consider this. Just a decade earlier, in 2014, Amazon's total revenue was a fraction of that, and yet today it dwarfs most traditional retailers by multiple times. In the third quarter of 2025, Amazon reported $180.2 billion in total revenue, a 13% year-over-year increase. Amazon's massive revenue gives it the ability to invest heavily in innovation, from fulfillment automation to artificial intelligence infrastructure, and still grow year after year. But the real secret lies how it makes that money. Online retail and third-party sellers. The largest chunk of Amazon's revenue still comes from retail, that is, selling products online and through physical stores. This includes Amazon's own inventory as well as marketplace sales. In recent reporting, the online retail segment, including first-party product sales, accounted for roughly 38 to 40% of total net sales. But here where Amazon's genius shows up. Third-party seller services, where independent sellers use Amazon's platform, contributed around 24 to 25% of revenue. These sellers pay Amazon commissions on sales, fulfillment fees, storage fees, and even advertising fees, without Amazon owning the inventory. So Amazon earns massive revenue without taking on inventory risk for a huge slice of overall sales. That's a smart, asset-light money maker that most traditional retailers never had. Now here where things get incredibly interesting. Amazon Web Services, known as AWS, is the profit engine of the entire company. AWS provides cloud computing services, everything from server space to data storage, artificial intelligence tools, and enterprise infrastructure, to companies of all sizes, from startups to some of the biggest corporations in the world. In 2024, AWS brought in over $107 billion in revenue, representing roughly 17% of Amazon's total net sales. But AWS contributes more than half of Amazon's total operating profit, even though it's a smaller slice of revenue compared to retail. That's because cloud services have much higher profit margins than selling physical products. AWS is like a quiet money engine. Retail brings great scale, but AWS brings the profits. You might think of Amazon as a store for products, but it's also one of the largest advertising platforms in the world. Brands pay Amazon to show their sponsored products on Amazon.com, to advertise within listings, and to run display and video ads, all targeted based on people's shopping behavior. In 2024, Amazon's ad services generated around $56.2 billion in revenue and continue growing at high double-digit rates. Unlike retail, advertising has high margins because Amazon doesn't need to ship physical goods. It only leverages its massive audience and data. Ads are now one of the fastest-growing revenue segments for the company. Amazon Prime is more than free shipping, it's a sticky recurring revenue system. Prime memberships bundle benefits like fast shipping, video streaming, music, and more, creating enormous customer loyalty. In 2024, subscription services, led by Prime, accounted for about $44.4 billion in revenue. This predictable recurring income is gold for big businesses. It smooths revenue over time and builds lifetime customer value. Although a smaller portion, Amazon also earns money from physical stores, including Whole Foods Market, Amazon Go, and Amazon Fresh, contributing billions more each year. Here's something most people get wrong. Although retail brings in the biggest revenue number, it is not Amazon's biggest profit source. That honor goes to AWS and advertising, and Prime's recurring cash flow helps tie it all together. Why? Physical goods are expensive to store, ship, and handle, and margins can be thin, but digital services like cloud hosting and ads cost much less to deliver once the infrastructure is built, which means a large portion of Amazon's profit comes from these high-margin areas. Understanding this opens your mind to the core lesson of Amazon's success. Scale plus high-margin digital services plus recurring revenue is equal to financial domination. So what can you take away from Amazon's business engine? Build recurring revenue like subscriptions. Create high-margin services that cost less to scale than to produce. Platform models like third-party marketplaces can generate massive income without owning all the products. Amazon's story, from a garage startup to one of the largest companies on Earth, proves that diversification with efficiency is the key to sustainable wealth. If you enjoyed this analysis and want more deep dives on how big companies make money, then you know what to do next. Smash that subscribe button, drop a comment with the company you want us to cover next, and turn on notifications so you never miss an insight that could change your business journey. Thanks for watching How Companies Make Money. See you in the next video.